So I'm back with a bit of rant video. So last night it was put out into the media world by the Telegraph that they had heard that we'd failed the financial fair play rules, but the business plan bit of it set by the EFL to us last year. As everyone knows out there, Birmingham City failed the FFP last year and got a mass points deduction, which, where we were, would give us enough points for it to kick us in the teeth and give us pain, but not enough to relegate us. This season could be different. This season could be a lot different. Because we are 6 points ahead of the playoffs. If we currently had a 9-point deduction, we would go 3 points into the playoffs. That would be presuming they didn't give us a worse deduction than they gave us last time and a higher deduction, because at the end of the day, the club has done it for a second season on the trot with a business plan set out by the EFL. Now, I'm not a big fan of the EFL. None of us are. None of us Blues fans are, none of other clubs. None of us are. None of us are big fans of the EFL. In fact, we quite despise the EFL and what they do sometimes, and just let clubs go, like they have with Bury, tried to do with Oldham recently, tried to do with Bolton, with other clubs. But hey, let them be them, hey? But it looks like Blues are rapidly heading towards being the next team to be relegated down a league, possibly even, who knows, into going out of business, which is hard for me to say as a Blues fan, and it really does hurt me. Reading statistics that have been released by someone who wasn't supposed to release these statistics, but after last night, we kind of needed them. So I will read the statement by Blues first. So the statement by Blues, if you have not seen it, I'm reading it off the Telegraph page because the Blues page is really slow at the moment because a lot of people are going on it to read this in the morning. Birmingham confirmed they have been charged with breach by the EFL, with a breach of regulations in relation to the business plan imposed upon us on the 2018-19 season. The club denies the charge and we will await the outcome of the ongoing disciplinary proceedings. Now, when I read this, I thought, we're arguing about failing FFP. This seems mightily familiar. This is basically exactly the same thing we did when we failed FFP last time. But they came out into the media themselves and put it out on the Blues website. Oh, look, we're going to fight it. Now, they didn't do this last time. The day it's announced by the Telegraph, who was the last time was the first one to be believed, because Al Majir posted about it weeks before, really. But this time, he had no idea. No one appeared to have an idea. And then suddenly, the Telegraph pop out of nowhere saying, oh yeah, you failed your business plan. This is not the kind of thing Blues fans want to see. We need change. We need something sorted out. Now, I'm going to go through the numbers as released by someone who got access to them early from the latest year's money kind of issues. So we were operating on a loss in 2019 of 29.5 million, which is pretty big. But then we sold our property, so our stadium and our training ground, I think, to our owners for 23 million and ended up booking a profit of 17 million pounds out the deal. Which is worrying, hugely worrying that we're doing that. Because thinking over clubs that have done that in the past, we've currently got one as tenants of our ground. Coventry did that. Sheffield Wednesday did that, and they're getting kicked in the teeth. Other clubs, Derby have done it. They're still looking into it. So who knows how it's going to go from there. The income was plus 4 million. We gained 4 million on our income part. So we didn't lose. But this is because we sold the naming rights of our stadium and our training ground, and apparently used a loophole in accounting when discussing the amount of the sponsorship. So we haven't realistically told anyone how much we're being paid for this sponsorship deal. Probably haven't told the EFL either. EFL probably think it's about 50 million. So we haven't received a penny of cash from the sale of this property. Instead, it's become an IOU from another company of 22 million. So we haven't received a penny of that 22 million. It was an IOU. The wage bill is down 14%, which is good, but not good enough. We're still paying people who are doing nothing. We're still well overdoing the wage bill. It is £32.8 million a year. We're currently paying out 140% in wages for 100%, for £140 of wages for every £100 income. And if you add the transfer fees that we've paid in the last year to that, it becomes £173 in player costs to every £100 income. Which is a hugely worrying thing, because you can't operate on that big of a loss of £73 realistically. Every time you get £100, you're paying out £173. If I did that in my bank account, I'd go bankrupt. I'd be out on the streets. Over the last year, we spent £7.6 million. I'm sorry, £7.4 million. We sold £7.6 million worth of players. Although we supposedly sold more for Che. I think we've been bamboozled there. I think they're paying a lot of it over months. The losses over the years, while the owners have been here, I think it might be 3 years on there, £79 million. And the club currently owes its owners £97 million. So we still owe the company that owns us nearly £100 million. That's hugely worrying. Because even if they do sell, who is going to think, right, I'm going to buy a club for, let's say, 50 million, and then have to pay out 100 million in debts to the past owners? They're actually paying 160 million for the club. A club in our place, they ain't doing that. Knowing our owners, they'll probably have interest on it. So it'll probably go higher and higher by the year. And also, a very bizarre one that no one can quite make out is a player we signed in 2011 for 3.1 million. In 2019, we wrote it off. So who knows there? So that is all of the figures. So you make of those figures what you want to make of those figures. I make of them that we're really not in a good place. We're currently losing more money than we've got. We are, even with a huge sale of a player like Che, We have a wage bill that's way too high. We owe our owners 100 million. This can only mean one thing. I don't want to think it. I know you guys probably don't want to think it. But it's not a great position to be in. Now, on Twitter, trending in the West Midlands is hashtag TTA out. There is a lot of other clubs out there tweeting out hashtag TTA out. I've done it myself. There's also Twitter pages called TTA out. The new group, the 1875, I'm sure they'll have something to say on it. But yeah, it's not great. It's hugely worrying. Looking at our owners, bizarrely, another thing that we saw was that there's huge rumours going round that Wren took a loan from Birmingham City also. That's another thing that I forgot to mention that is coming out today. I mean, how does a company as big as Birmingham City lose money like that? So, get tweeting, guys. Hashtag TTA out. If there's any huge things going on regarding protests, boycotts, different things like that, think about them first. Because things need to happen. I think we need to have protests within the ground, but I don't think they should be the violent kind of protests trying to attack the owners and stuff like that. We need them out, but at the end of the day, we still need to be safe while doing it. So I think we should be doing protests. We're bringing flags, anti-them flags, especially to games we're on television. Bring those flags, get them right down the front, make sure they're on telly. Sing anti-them songs like we did with Carson. Still sing anti-EFL songs because they just haven't helped us out again in an absolute shocking situation. They should be forcing the owners to leave. There is no way they should pass a fit and proper test. There is no doubt about that in my mind. Don Wren needs to go. Edward, or Zeng, whatever his name is, Birmingham on Twitter, needs to go. Pep needs to go. Owners need to go. TTA out. Thanks for watching this rant video. If anything else big comes out, I'll try and make a video about it. I had a bit of spare time today, guys, so as soon as I saw all this, I thought, right, I'll make a video about it. I'll get into tweeting about it, Facebooking about it. So if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, there is my Twitter. It's Lad from the Blues, at Lad from the Blues. I'll be tweeting about this. You've got Almajiri, is a great guy who's tweeting about it. TTA out are tweeting about it. Protests against TTA. Get following them for anything that's going to happen. So, thanks for watching this video, guys. Please like, comment your anger. Use this comment section for your anger if you want, guys. Use social media for anger. Show the owners what we think of this. It needs to be done. Thanks for watching, guys. Be back with another video away on Saturday. against Luton. See you guys.